Hello ladies and gentlemen, today we are going to learn how to graph using Google Sheets. Now in physics class we will do a lot of labs, and always in those labs we'll be taking data. Now we can graph using pen and paper and a graph paper, or we can expedite the process by using Google Sheets. So at this time, please open up Google Sheets and copy down this data as you see on your screen. Great, now that you have the data down, let's go over a couple of basics. The first column, column A, will always be the y-axis, and the y-axis will always be our dependent variable. The next column, or column B, will always be our x-axis, also known as our independent variable. Okay? And that is something that you do need to memorize. Now, after you have all this data, what we want next is our actual graph. So what you're going to do is highlight all of the data, including our title, then go to Insert, then Chart, and after we do that, a graph appears. Let's check a couple of things before we continue. If our graph was made correctly, then our title should be in the Y versus X format. And as you can see, it is in fact in Y versus X format, Y being the population and X being the year. Google Sheets was smart enough to add our title and our units along with our data. And it even gave us a wonderful line. However, that is not the chart style that we actually want. So in order to change this, I'm going to go over to Data, and then go to Chart, Line Chart. And here, you can see all of the different kinds of chart Google Sheets can make for you. However, all of these are stuff that we will never use. So I'm going to go down here to Scatter, kind of looks like polka dots, and then click it. Wow, look at that. We now have a scatter graph. Now, this is great, but it doesn't really tell us much about our data. So what we need to do is add a trend line. In order to do that, go to Customize, and then go to Series. Now Series is all the data that we have accumulated. Go to Trend Line, and wow, look at that. It has a trend line for you. We can change the color of the trend line. I'm going to change mine to red. We can even change the type. So if we have a different data set, let's say it's exponential, we can make it exponential. We can't even make it polynomial, but for now, we're going to make it linear. And after that, I'm going to go to Label. And here we have the option of customizing our label. And Google Sheets will call it Trendline for Population. Or what I want us to do is use equation. Now this equation is very important to us because it shows us two very important parts. It shows us the slope, which in this case is 0.223 population per year. And it shows us the y-intercept, which will be negative 443. Now, you heard me call the unit for the slope as population per year, and that's because our slope unit will always be y versus x. There you have it. That's all the information that you will need. Tune in next time